Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. And welcome. Today, let's talk about just being still, meditation versus mindfulness. I'm Clarice Warner, the girl with the pearls, the founder and education director of the Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC, where coding education is key. And on this channel, we provide you with information, tips, and strategies on how to become a certified marketable medical coder. Welcome to our live Motivating Monday messages. The purpose of our Motivating Monday messages is to give you some encouragement, some inspiration, and some motivation for the week ahead. Just a little food for thought, if you will. If you are new to our channel, please click the word subscribe. We would love to have you be a part of our community. Feel free to look over our other videos, as you may find information that may be valuable and useful and helpful for you as well. Whether you are joining us live or listening to the replay, please comment on our videos. Let me know that you were here. I would love to know your thoughts. Give us a thumbs up and or heart if you like this video, and please share. If you would like to be notified of when we go live or of our videos when we post, feel free to click the bell and you will get those notifications. And again, don't forget to like our Professional Reimbursement Network Facebook page, where we are simulcasting over there as well. So hit those thumbs ups and hearts and all of that on that page. So today, let's talk about, again, being still, meditation versus mindfulness. So before I get started, as you know, if you are a person that has watched our videos before, I always like to thank everyone for the comments that they have made on our last video. And our last Motivating Monday video was distractions. Do they stop you? There was a lot of great dialogue and a lot of conversation and feedback on that particular video. And so I just wanted to share with you a couple of the comments that were made. First, from Jen Costello of Careers After 40. I actually got two things from her. It might be a great idea for me to create a vision board with the quotes on distraction you supplied and hang it in my home office. I love that idea. I think that is great. Years ago, I'll share a little story briefly. Years ago, when I was a student and had the little kids running around, there was a closet in my dining room, and it was the entry closet, and I would have post-it notes and quotations and all of that posted, because my dining room table is where I used to sit and study. I would have all that information posted on that particular, those closet doors, and I would see those and be reminded of it all the time. So I'm all about making things visual and seeing them as you work. She also said the noise is like the Pied Piper calling you away from your productive flow, and I totally agree. Crystal Marsh said, such an important reminder. I'm realizing I've been distracted practically all day today and have gotten so much less done than I know is possible. And then Essential Oils Gangsta said, I have to work very hard to not be distracted. This is a much needed message. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed that information. Again, thank you all for watching and commenting on my videos. I do appreciate it. Like I always say, you never know when I may shout you out on my video based on the comments that you leave. So please continue to do that and let's stay engaged. So again, just be still, meditation versus mindfulness. Last week, I talked about distractions and outside noise. I also gave a few of my tips on how I personally deal with distractions. If you missed it, you can find that video here, or I'll link it in the description box below. This week, I want to explore this a little further from the perspective of going inside and listening to the inside and, being present. So Wikipedia states meditation can be defined as a practice where an individual focuses on his or her mind on where an individual focuses his or her mind on a particular object, thought, or activity to achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm state. It's about quieting your mind. Then you have mindfulness. And mindfulness is this quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. It is also a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations, used as a therapeutic technique. Now, I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but these seem quite similar. There's the calming reference that comes up in both definitions, and I really believe that mindfulness is actually the result of meditation. So, and let me expound on that a little further. First, I ran across be still, be present, and be mindful. I was like, wow, this is all I needed. That could have been the quote for the day. So it feels interconnected to me. When we feel good, when we are energized and positive and optimistic, that energy and that it flows from us to others. If we share that same enthusiasm into what we do, others who we may influence may feel it too. It's like a chain reaction, and it could potentially cause a chain reaction. It comes off of me and jumps onto you. When we were little, we used to call it like the cooties, but as we're adults, we think of more positive references to use it. So I think it's more, just that feeling that we have, being positive and optimistic and energized and just feeling good about ourselves. When others are surrounded by that energy, it becomes a part of them as well. No matter what they may be thinking or feeling, if they are introduced to that or come in contact with someone who is, on 10 and they may be on 2, I think they ultimately rise up a little bit, just being in the presence of someone. So I believe we are all leaders in our own right. And I believe a personal meditation practice can help you develop your natural leadership talents. I read somewhere that being mindful helps us put space between ourselves and our reactions. You all know, I believe breathing changes everything. Oftentimes, when situations occur or things are happening and folks are talking to me or explaining things to me and they're in a state, I always suggest just breathe. I say it all the time, just breathe. Because, we get agitated, we get worked up, and before you know it, it's taking us to a different place. And I suggest just breathe. Breathing sort of balances things out and calms things down. I even talked about this on one of my earlier Motivating Monday messages, and I'll post that link below as well. So let me share 2 simple ways to practice mindful meditation. So again, I believe that it's all interconnected. So you have the meditation that leads to the mindfulness that keeps you in the present. The first involves just focusing on your breath and being present. So pay attention to your thoughts that enter your mind. You don't have to necessarily trail off and follow them and get all worked up in them. Just acknowledge them. But then come back to focusing on the present and your breath. And you can do this by, focusing on each inhale and exhale. And you can do this, starting out daily for maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe you can eventually get to a 10-minute practice, maybe even 30-minute practice. And that may be a lot for folks, but it can be done. So I would suggest, starting out with something small, 2 to 3 minutes. And it doesn't require any fancy areas or postures or clothes or shoes. You just have to be comfortable. Paying attention, or people using or hearing about meditation usually think that it requires some type of special seating. You know, you got to have a certain kind of a chair or certain the way your legs are. You need to sit cross-legged. Some people can't even sit cross-legged, so that's not important. They also think about chimes and um, the smells, incense, and even the ohms, and crossing the fingers and the whole shebang. So again, that's not necessary in meditation. The second one is really my favorite because while you're not physically being still, you're actually moving, but you're keeping your mind still and you're also focusing. You can also incorporate focusing on your breath in this one as well. So it actually, is a twofold, a 2-for-1, if you will. It's a walking meditation. So if you take a 10-minute walk, of course, the longer the better. I'm all about the physical activity and exercise. But if you start with a 5 or 10-minute walk, you can focus on your breath or start by counting your steps. So count, 1 through 10 and then repeat. And again, you're paying attention and being mindful of what you're doing in the present by counting your steps. Next, you can incorporate the following. So then pay attention to the sounds around you, things that you hear. Now, I love outside walking. Unfortunately, the weather is precluding me from doing a lot of outside walking, so I'm forced to be on a treadmill, which I just don't like at all, but it is what it is. But when you're outside, you can pay attention to the sounds, the birds chirping, dogs barking, the leaves rustling, and all of that. So pay attention to the sounds. You can also then incorporate the smells around you in your environment. You'll be surprised, like after a rainy day, what that smells like, or even snow. After it snows, there's a certain cleanliness, I think, to the air that happens, and you can sort of smell the differences of that. I know people laugh at me all the time because I can taste water. It's a long story, but I do, and so there are differences in the various brands of water out there, and some I like and some I do not. So again, just being mindful. So the smells is the same way. There are certain smells that you can come across as you are walking. And then pay attention to what you see, what you actually see, and get that experience going. So look at the different colors and the different shapes. And you know me, I'm always looking for signs and quotes. So I see those as well. So again, try it. You'll be surprised at what you miss when you don't pay attention. In the movie The Color Purple, which is one of my favorites, there is a line that states, "I'm sure it pisses God off when we walk through a field and don't recognize the color purple." And I agree. Again, it's being mindful as you're walking through that field of what is around you and what you're surrounding, and paying homage to that. So again, being mindful allows us to be fully present and to focus. And then that focus can guide us to doing and being productive. See how all this is related? Which will eventually get us to ticking and tying off our goals. Again, it's all related. It's the circle of productivity, if you will. So let me ask you, how do you stay mindful and present? Do you meditate? And if you do, what tips can you share with us? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, it's quote time. So first, I'll start with one of my favorite Bible verses. It's Psalm 46:10, which is, "Be still and know I am God." Morgan Freeman said, "Learning how to be still, to really be still and let life happen, that stillness becomes a radiance." I like that. Wisdom comes from the ability to be still. Just look and just listen. No more is needed. Being still, looking, and listening activates the non-conceptual intelligence within you. Let stillness direct your words and actions. Like that one too. Deepak Chopra says, and I got some heavy hitters today, don't I? "In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you." We also have from Eckhart Tolle, "Be still and listen for guidance. Stillness is the language God speaks, and everything else is a bad translation." I like that too. And lastly, I think this was probably my favorite, and I will probably put this somewhere on a vision board. Meditation, because some questions can't be answered by Google. I absolutely love that. So be sure to check out our links in the description box. We will have information on our free 5 steps to become a certified marketable medical coder email course, as well as our certified marketable medical coder and friends Facebook group, and more information about the topics discussed in this video, particularly meditation and mindfulness. I pray that this information was valuable and helpful for you. If so, again, take some time to comment, like the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on board. Let's stay connected. Join me next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will have another live motivating Monday messages. I am Clarice Warner, the girl with the pearls, the founder and education director of the Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC, where coding education is key, providing you with information to help you become a certified marketable medical coder. Reminding you to be safe, be kind, and don't wish for it, work for it. Until next time, take care.